You are tuned into Be Bold Radio, breaking barriers over lives daily. This is the place for you to learn strategies and tools to turn your business, your dreams, and your goals into a reality. Thanks for tuning in to Be Bold Radio. This is your host, Dymeata B, and you're listening to episode number 142. Happy Monday. I'm so excited about today's podcast. I hope you're doing amazing this week. I hope you wrote down your goals. And if you haven't, I hope that you do after this podcast. I want to talk about a topic in this podcast, this episode rather. It was basically a topic that I hosted a room in on Clubhouse. If you have not connected with me on Clubhouse, I encourage you to do so. I've been doing some rooms by faith. That's a whole nother episode, but I've been hosting some rooms in Clubhouse, and you can find me at Dymeata B. But it's been exciting, and I hosted some rooms because, I wanted to join in, but I've been also listening in some rooms that has been very, very advantageous for me and helpful for me in gliding and thriving through my business. So if you are not on Clubhouse, I encourage you, if you have an iPhone, I encourage you to jump on Clubhouse and connect with me as I continue to bring value to those that follow me and those who are in my room. So I'm talking about a topic that I talked about in my Clubhouse in my room, and it's called How to Be Confident as an Entrepreneur. So today's topic is how to remain confident. Many people become an entrepreneur, some by default, some didn't plan on it, and some this has been a dream for you. I share my story on how I became an entrepreneur. I knew that God had called me to be an entrepreneur. I knew without a shadow of a doubt that God had called me to be an entrepreneur. Working in an office area for most of my life, I became extremely frustrated because I felt like my gifts were being suffocated and my talents and my ideas were being suffocated. And so God allowed things to shake up and things to happen in my world that pushed me into the water deeper to become an entrepreneur. However, there has been moments where I was not confident in what I was doing. There have been moments that I just didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like I was enough. I just didn't feel like I qualified. And so I believe that many other people, they struggle with this. So if you work a job, which I encourage you to, if you got to pay those bills, do what you got to do. If you love what you do as you work your job, hey, keep it going. But I know there are people who also have side hustles and they have things that they love. They have passions outside of their 9 to 5. However, these passions have the potential to profit you. And if you're not confident about it, if you're not confident even at your 9 to 5, you are really going down the failure road. And so I want to encourage you today. I want to enlighten you and educate you on how you can become confident and remain confident in your passions as an entrepreneur. Okay. So the first one is, I told the people in the room to know who you are and how you want to be seen to the world. I don't want you to worry about what others are thinking, okay? So listen to me. If you're listening to me right now on this podcast, in this season, I want you to no longer worry about what others are thinking about what you do, what you provide, what services you provide, and what products you sell, whatever. Quit thinking about what other people think, because that's in the way, okay? It's in the way when you will worry about what people are thinking. And it prohibits us to really find out and discover who we are and how we want to be seen to the world. Because when we're focused on what others are thinking, we can't focus on who we want to be and what we want people to see when we come and when we present ourselves, our products, our services, our brand to the world, okay? So the number one tip is to know who you are. How do you want to be seen to the world? For me, I am a mom. I'm a mom of 3 daughters, and I'm a wife. I'm a stay-at-home mom now, and I'm a full-time entrepreneur. Do you hear me? A full-time entrepreneur. And so I want people to know when they see me that the grind never stops. My family comes first, my marriage as well, and my businesses. I don't play with my money, my ministry, my marriage, and my mini-me's. Those are my daughters. I don't play with those four things. And so I believe that what I want people to see is it challenges me to be bold. When people see me, I want them to see faith. When people see me, I want them to see she persevered. When people see me, I want people to see resilience. That's what I want people to see. So I don't get on my platforms talking fear and acting intimidated. I get on there and I talk faith. That's what I talk. I talk and I speak faith because that's what I want people to get. That's what I want to drill in people's minds and spirits. And so if I'm so focused on what other people may be thinking, it limits me from presenting who I want to be and what I want the world to see. And that's faith. And that's my brand, to break barriers off of lives daily and to encourage them to believe, to be original, and to live their dreams. That's what I want the world to see. And that's what I want the world to know. So that's what you have to figure out, who you are and how you want to be seen to the world. Okay? The second one, understand your vibe and your presence. In other words, how do you make people feel? How do you make people feel when they leave your presence? Do they feel encouraged? Do they feel uplifted? Do they feel like they can do it? They can do whatever it is that God has called them to do. Do they feel like, oh my God, she just encouraged me. She just helped me to look at my situation in a whole different light. Do they feel that? What type of vibe do people feel? Or do they feel less than? Do you put people down when they are around you? You know, I used to be around a lady. I remember going out to eat, and this particular lady, all she did was brag, brag, brag. She was very successful, and she wasn't my friend. She was a friend of a friend. And all she did was brag and talked about herself, her experiences, her accomplishments the entire time at the table. And when I left there, I felt like, oh my God, I don't have to be around her anymore. And sure enough, I had to be around her again. And the same thing happened. And I felt like she made people feel, including me, like we weren't enough because we didn't accomplish those things. And she had traveled the world. I mean, that is an amazing experience. However, how about giving people hope that they could do what you did? How about encouraging people to do some of the things that you've done or experience the things that you've experienced instead of bragging on how much money you make and bragging about where you've been and the type of lifestyle you live? How do you make people feel when they are around you, when they walk away from you? How does that person feel about you? Because that is extremely important, and that is connected to your brand, okay? What people feel when they leave your presence is an indication of your brand, okay? And what your brand speaks. Okay, so understand your vibe, your presence. Do people feel encouraged? They feel safe? Do they feel laughter, joy? You know, they're like, oh my God, every time I'm around her, she's just a burst of energy. She is just so fun to be around. Do people feel that when they are around you? Okay, that's the second tip. This is how you build your confidence, because you want to be conscious of these tips, because this is what helps you feel good about yourself. And when you are around people and around clients and prospects, and you could even utilize this at your 9 to 5, even in boardrooms and meetings. You know, how do people feel when they walk away from that meeting, from you hosting that meeting? Do they feel, okay, we can do this. We can take on this project. I want you to really think about, meditate on these tips. The third tip, positive self-talk. You know, I'm always talking about affirmations, and you should be speaking over yourself daily. What are you saying to yourself and over yourself every day? What are you saying? You know, I have posters all over my mirror in my restroom. And, you know, when I'm brushing my teeth or washing my face, I'm always not posting, but I'm speaking these affirmations over my life, because I have to remind myself who I am, whose I am, and what I am capable of doing. Because not every day is a good day. Not every day I get up feeling like Wonder Woman and I can just do this. So I have to reaffirm myself daily so that I can walk outside and be the person that people need me to be, that I need to be, and that my family needs me to be. That's what's important. How are you talking to yourself daily? You know, are you always saying, I'm so stupid. Oh my God, how could I even do that? Oh, I'm such a klutz. Oh my God, I'm just so clumsy. Oh my God, why, dummy? Like, don't do that. Be conscious of what you're speaking over yourself. And you wonder why you can't go on live. You wonder why you can't produce the products. You wonder why you can't do the cookbook, whatever it is. It's because you keep speaking negative things over your life. You are the prophet of your life. You prophesy over your life daily when you speak things over your life. So be conscious of what you're speaking over your life, okay? What are you saying to yourself daily, okay? And then the next tip is envision a successful end. I practice this. I've always practiced this when I would get up and preach. And when I first preached my first sermon, I was extremely nervous. I felt like I was over prepared, which it wasn't a bad thing, but it definitely wasn't all good. And after that first message, I began to reevaluate what I didn't do, what I could do better, all of those great things. And now what I do is I practice envisioning a successful end. This, you can utilize this and apply this when you're speaking, when you're presenting at, at an event, in a meeting, of the boardroom, with a client, a potential client. Envision a successful end. If you're in sales, envision the sale being closed. Envision you shaking their hand. Congratulations. Envision it. Think bigger. Whatever it is that you want to do, think bigger and envision it done. I'm telling you, I did this when we relocated. This was the scariest jump of my life, one of them. And we picked up and moved our whole life to Charlotte, North Carolina. And what I had to do was envision me in my home, envision me traveling and relocating, packing, envisioning it. And that's what happened. It happened. I manifested that. And what happens is it boosts your confidence, and daily you begin to gradually believe that this can happen. The more you focus on this end, this successful end, the more you're going to move closer to it. Okay, so envision a successful end. For example, I just launched, which I'll talk about that later, but I just launched a skincare line. I'm no expert. I don't have to be an expert, but I have a passion and I have something that people need. I provide a solution for a need that people have. And so I envision a successful end. I envision my sales increasing. I envision people ordering and purchasing. I envision me shipping it off to influencers. I envision a successful end, and that's what you have to do. When I went live to launch it, I was nervous because I've been selling my lipstick, which is a bomb seller, the hottest seller. However, I knew that it was time to expand my brand. And so I had to envision and imagine it already successful. Okay? That's how I'm keeping myself confident in what I'm doing now. The next one, when you're out, if you have to be out, even if you go live, even if you, whatever it is, this is the next tip. Wear something that makes you feel confident. I'm telling you, wear something that makes you feel confident. People are like, oh, you always got your red lipstick on when you go live. Do you know how confident I feel when I put my lipstick on? You guys have no idea. No idea. I won't put any other makeup on. I will make sure I have that lipstick on. When I do my Zoom classes and videos, guess what? I got that lipstick on. When I do my conferences, my virtual conferences, I got that lipstick on. I play no games because I know it is something, it's a part of me that makes me feel confident. What is it about you that makes you feel confident? If you have to speak, if you have to, present, I don't know if you're a realtor, whatever it is, wear something that makes you feel confident. There is nothing worse than standing up in front of people or presenting with a client, whatever it is, in a boardroom, in a meeting, and you got on something that's super tight. You feel super uncomfortable. You're conscious about what's showing, what's revealing, all of this stuff. The color doesn't look good on you. Wear something that makes you feel comfortable. If you love wearing black, wear black. If you love wearing lipstick like me, red lipstick from Be Bold Cosmetics, wear that. But wear something that makes you feel comfortable. The next one, be prepared. Be prepared. Do you have to, you got to preach a sermon? Be prepared. Are you reading up on books? Are you listening to podcasts like this? Are you taking notes? Be prepared. Prepare yourself for success. You know, I told you there was a time I was overly prepared. It's better to be overly prepared than not prepared at all. So be prepared. Focus, study, read, listen to audiobooks. You've got to prepare and fill your mind up and educate yourself and soak yourself in whatever it is that you do and do it well so that you can be an expert at what you do. You become an expert when you prepare yourself. Be prepared. This is how you boost your confidence, build your confidence up in what you do, in whatever it is you do. I don't know if you provide a service or products, whatever it is, this is how you become and remain confident in that. You be prepared, okay? When you go live, be prepared. Have some post-it notes, some different bullet points that you need to touch on while you're on your live, so you're not just all over the place, okay? And then modify your diet. This is extremely important. This tip is extremely important because how you eat, it determines how you will feel for that day. When I'm going live, I'll give you an example. When I did my Entrepreneur Masterclass in 2020, which we'll be doing it again in 2021, I'm excited about. But when I hosted that, I was very selective with what I ate. And it was in the evening. Our classes were hosted in the morning and the evening. So anytime I was getting ready to go live and host, whether I was speaking or I was presenting a speaker, I was very conscious of what I ate because I didn't want my mind being tired, sluggish, sleepy, and just out of whack. So I always ate my heavier meals or snacked my unhealthy snacks after, I've already hosted my conference. So it's important to modify your diet for whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you got to go live, I'm being for real, modify your diet. Okay? I went live yesterday to launch my product. Do you hear me? I launched my product and I ate 2 pieces of pizza, and I had my husband cut them up in like small pieces, and they were like thin. They were very small. If you've seen it, you're like, oh no, that's not enough. It was 1 piece, and he cut it in half. That's what he did. It was a large piece, and he cut it in 2 pieces of pizza. And I needed to eat something and get something on my stomach because I had ate a salad earlier, but I wanted something, just to kind of like relax me, if you will, but I didn't overly indulge. Why? Because I knew I had to go and I knew I needed to go live. So I had my salad, and then I had a piece of pizza that was cut in 2. But that's what's important. You got to modify your diet. When I preach, I don't eat heavy food. What I do, I eat fruits. I eat maybe some vegetables, a salad, some steamed vegetables. Most times it's like peanuts, cashews. I love the little trail mix. I make my own trail mix. Something light because I want to be alert. I want to be keen. I want to be focused on what I'm sharing and presenting to the world. Okay? So modify your diet. The last one is super important. Exercise and pray. I put those together. Exercise and pray. Prayer and meditation is extremely important. Exercising is extremely important. It helps. It increases your endorphins, and it helps you to be more alert. Believe it or not, imagine how if you work out, if you've tried exercising, if you just started exercising, I'm encouraging you to keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't focus on losing the weight. Focus on how it makes you feel after you're done. I know you're going to be burnt out, tired, but you're going to really feel good. Your breathing is going to be different when you work out. It's something about working out, exercising at least 30 minutes a day that transforms the rhythm of your breathing and how you feel. You're happier. I know I'm happier after I exercise. So it's extremely important that you exercise at least 3 to 5 times a week. I'll give you 3 if you're not as you don't move around a lot and you don't exercise a lot. And 3 times a week, 30 minutes a day, go walking. I mean, if you have a membership, start utilizing that membership and exercise at least 30 minutes a day. You'll feel great. You'll feel good. And you do that as you're leading up to while you're preparing for something that you're trying to launch, that you're trying to build, whatever it is that you're trying to present. It is extremely important. And prayer. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these other things, all of these amazing things, they will be added to you. That's why he says to seek him first. Pray, because he'll guide you, he'll help you, he'll counsel you, and help you navigate through this life called entrepreneurship. I hope that these tips have encouraged you, enlightened you, and helped you. Until next time, continue to believe, be original, and live your dreams. Are you a leader, entrepreneur, author, or speaker? Did you have a lifestyle change that you want to share with the world? Do you have some helpful health tips that could change our life? Well, be a guest on the Be Bold Radio Show. Email us at beboldradio@gmail.com. Again, that's beboldradio@gmail.com.